Okay, good evening everybody, and welcome to another Cycling Time Trials Evening 10 on the UK's fastest 10-mile time trial course, the V718 in South Cave, Hull. You'll have to excuse my voice tonight, I'm still full of cold and a bit congested, so if the audio isn't quite what it should be and I'm coughing all night, you understand why. Anyway, on to the event itself, and we've got 36, I think, riders signed up. There's 21 at the moment on the line. Time for a few more to join. Another 5 minutes to go. And the course record to beat is currently held by Paul Walsh with a 21:18. So that's quite a stiff ask for the other riders. The two Stone brothers, Rob and Will Stone, have come the closest with 21:49s. So they're about half a minute off the pace. Not sure whether either of those two are riding tonight. I haven't seen the rider list in the last period, so I don't really know who the top contender is going to be tonight. I've got a list of best times on the course though, and we only have 4 riders with sub 22s, but we have a lot more 22s in the list. So let's have a count. Yeah, we've got we've got 3 21s and 18 22s. So if the big hitters aren't out tonight, you can expect a 22 to take the honours. We'll see what happens and see who's riding. The ideal thing with the rider list that I've compiled is it will give me an idea on the road when I see who's riding of likely contenders and likely times, because the majority of riders at this point in the season are starting to get fairly close to the best times. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Now, the way the software works is riders go off at 10-second intervals, and they start, although it's saying on screen time trial in 3:33, that's my time trial start. The time of the time trial starts at 8 o'clock prompt, or 1900 UK time. So in just under 2 minutes time, the first rider will be going off. Now, if there's, I'll follow every rider off the line, but if there's gaps in between, if there's more than 10 seconds between riders, then you know that a rider that was previously lined up has pulled out or can't start for any reason. And that's why you get sometimes longer than the 10 seconds between riders going off. But I'll try and catch each rider as they leave the line. Leave the line, and then we'll catch up with everybody once they're on the road. I'm keeping an eye on the time now, and the first rider should be off in the next minute. So no idea who the first rider off is going to be. Obviously, I'm not taking part in the event. I just simply have to be on my bike to become part of the event to cover it. So I will actually turn the pedals once it's my turn to ride. But firstly, I'm going to try and catch the riders that are going off. And we'll see what happens. I've had this cold now for over a week, and it's coming out in as much as my nose is streaming, and I'm really congested. There goes Lord Becky, so he's off up the road. There we go. So that's Lord Becky starting, and then Volk 10 seconds behind. And then Glover, the next man off. Hutton. These are all regulars. They turn up week in, week out, so that's always great to see. Although this is a new name, I don't recognise this rider. And I would do with a name like that. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. Let's just call him Holmes. O'Connor, of course. No problem pronouncing that. And that's our first female on the road. Yes, I think yes, it is a female race. Pasfelo getting underway. And then Kemp. Two more riders before, well, this rider, one more, and then me. So you've got Arnold, and then I'm the rider off after Arnold. So I'll just jump on the bike, make sure my, here we go. So make sure my power's showing, which it is. This isn't yet. Oh, there we go. There's my division. So we're off on the road. I'm just pulling over to the side, and of course Mannion, the rider behind me, he will quickly catch me as I pull over to the side of the road. Bonner, the next rider off. Eric is again wearing the Team 3R colours. It's great to see. Snedden. Samut. So we got 27 riders. There's always a dropout from the riders that sign up. Klein giving us a wave. Yes, there's always a dropout from the riders that actually sign up for one reason or another. They never seem to get here. Another man in. I'm assuming F means female. I certainly hope so. Stuart Smith, he's the organizer of this event, puts it on every week for us. So Lauro, pardon me. Little's another regular. Week in, week out. Now this is the main contender tonight. This is Paul Walsh. So expect him to go through the field like a tornado. You can see from the pace he's already doing and the wattage, 400 watts, that he's not hanging about. Girat looks to be doing a slow start. Has he got a problem? It looks like Girat has got a problem because JMC is catching. Yeah, Girat has definitely got a problem. We'll come back to him, but I want to catch the riders off the line. Wards. Ferreira. Now, Ferreira's up there with the 22-minute people. So he didn't do a fantastic ride last week, but he's certainly got some good times in the bank. 3 more to go, Voller. Now, they don't start speeding up until they actually cross the line because they're limited to 10 kilometres an hour until they cross the line. So Hammond, he's the penultimate rider off, and then Huxley is our last rider on the road, and that makes 27 riders if you include me, but of course I won't be riding. I just have to remember to jump on the bike in 25 minutes time. Okay, so let's go to the front of the race. And now the leader on the road isn't necessarily going to get the fastest time. I try to explain this. It's very rare for the winner to actually come first at the front of the race, but that happened the last time I covered one of these when Glover just absolutely stormed through the field, and I suspect he may well do the same this evening. So Glover's in second place, 185 metres behind. And then you've got Bulk on the road. I'll keep this view and then we can see riders that are catching other riders. And as you can see here, you can see the rider in front of Holmes up the road, as with O'Connor. So most of the riders have actually got somebody in sight. That's Arnold. Kemp. And Snedden is doing a cracking ride, catching Kemp. And there goes Klein past Snedden, as you can see, with Bonner. So riders are starting to group up in the early part of the course, as you can see. This is the second man in on the road. Pasfalio. Stewart is just catching Manning now. So he's on another good ride, is Stewart. And there's Walsh. So expect to see Walsh, as I say, slowly make his way through the field. Well, not slowly, quickly make his way through the field. Excuse me. Yeah, he's not hanging about, as you can see. To be fair to the other riders, we'll come back to him later. Loro. And Little's on a good ride as well. Amut. Ferreira will be on a good ride. We'll check in on him a bit later and see how he's doing. Skovsgar. Looks like he's on a very good ride as well. He's catching Ferreira, and Ferreira's not hanging about. So, mind you, look at his wattage, 4.9 watt kilos Skovsgar's putting in, so 3.9 now. But yeah, he's putting in a heavy effort. Wards. Hammond's catching him. Another one of our female riders, JMC. And Girat, for whatever reason, he's got going again, as you can see, but he's had some kind of technical difficulty, I think. So we'll get back to the front. Well, in fact, what we'll do is we'll work his way forward quickly. Now, I will be switching backwards and forwards pretty quickly tonight because I don't want to get caught out. These two will probably stay together. Now, there's no drafting turned on in this event. So if you see a rider doing this, in real life, this wouldn't be allowed because he's obviously getting benefit from drafting. But in our virtual world, he's not getting any benefit because the drafting for these events has been turned off. So the only benefit he gets is like the visual carrot of having a man in front of him, and Skovsgar's having none of it. He wants to get off. As you can see, catch the man in front of him. And look at the speed they're both going past. So these two are definite contenders for like the top 5 placings, without a doubt. Possibly better. Samut. There's Bonnet. And there's Walsh. Okay, so already making his way towards the front of the race. And as I say, Stewart's on a good ride again. There's Klein and Arnold. Klein's riding well. He's looking good. Strong. O'Connor is looking good. As I say, I don't know anything at all about this rider. Glover. Lawbecky's here every week. And Lawbecky's currently at the front of the field. So let's see if we can work out. Yeah, Stewart's 1.2. Stewart's going to end up catching Glover, I think. But the real action is happening. I mean, Stewart's on a really good ride here, but the real action is happening further back with Walsh. I mean, just look how quickly he's closing this gap now. And Snedden's doing a wonderful ride. Mannion, Bonner. But there was a second battle going on. I just want to check on that. Skovskar. Has he left Ferrara? No, he hasn't quite. He's opened up a 80-meter gap on Ferrara. Skovskar. So yeah, he's going to leave him in his wake, I think. And it's good to see Gurat looks like he's having problems again. So let's get back to the front of the race. You can see that Glover is catching Lawbecky. Let's have a look at the difference in, and there's the halfway kite. So we're halfway gone in 12 minutes for Lawbecky. So he's on for 24 if he can keep this pace going. But Glover is he's closing up somewhat. 40 meters in it. And yeah, he's just very, very slowly closing that gap. It's down to 36 now. And then there's a fair old gap to the next man on the road. Yeah, you can't actually see him on the road behind Glover. So, but O'Connor is coming up fast as well to Omas. Yeah, O'Connor's gonna do a catch here. Omas is saying, "Nope, you're not going to catch me," but he is, mate. He's going to catch very, very quickly. Although a good effort to try and stave him off. There's O'Connor. Oak's on a good ride as well. But look at Stewart. Here he comes. Stuart Smith, look. And there he goes flying past. So Stewart's on a really good ride. And look at Walsh. Walsh is with Stewart. Now I said he'd catch him. Walsh will finish first again. As well as getting the fastest time, he will finish first. Of that I've no doubt tonight. There's nobody putting in this kind of effort this evening. When I say this kind of effort, I mean a comparable time. This is going to be, let's have a look. He went under the kite in under 11 minutes. So this is going to be a 21 if he keeps the pace going. whether it will be a short or a long 21. Can he get close to his own personal best, which is a 21:18 on this course? So let's see whether he gets anywhere near that tonight. And if we spin the camera around, can we see, has he got another rider in front of him to catch as a fairway? But yeah, he's on his way. Well, let's check further back. Stuart's still got him in sight, so that will help him. This is a good ride as well. Catch and climb. I am right in saying this is this is a cracking ride as well. This is our first female on the road, and currently the fastest female on the road. There's Arnie Arnold. I think it's Chris Little, who's now being caught by Skovskar. And look at the wattage. They were both doing very similar wattage. But Skovskar going to catch and go past. Yeah, he's on a very good ride. So let's have a look further back. Yeah, Ferreira's up in his pace as well. So if you look at his wattage, he's not hanging about either. And heart rate, 108, 179 heart rate. I mean, that's a big effort. Excuse me. That's another lady that's in the event. Oxley. Okay, let's get back to the front and see what's happening. So Glover's taken over there's Lord Becky in the distance. Glover's taken over as we expected. And there's Lord Becky, and we can't see anybody else yet on the road behind him. So Walsh is the third man on the road. He's 800 metres behind with what, 4.3 kilometres to remaining. I think he will close it. I think he will close that gap before the finish. Yeah, although it's a tough ask. I mean, these boys in front of him are not hanging about. So there he is. Let's look at the difference in. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll look at the difference in speeds. Now, if you look at Becky, he's doing 36, give or take. Okay, Glover is doing 36, bit more or less the same speed. So then they're both, and then Walsh is doing another 8 kilometers an hour faster, which is why he's steaming up like a train. Will he get there in time? That's the question. I think he will. I think he's got enough in the tank to pull back 750 meters before we get to the finish. But we'll see. I've got time to quickly check what's. And Stuart really is on a good ride tonight. And look at his average speed. So, if we're going by speeds of the riders, you can see the ones, Klein putting in a good effort here. And Skov's guy, you can see, he's high up there with the pace. As is Mr. Little, he's not far off. What's Ferrari? And Ferrari's at around about the 40 mark as well. And they're now the contenders have now made their way to the front of the ride. If we go back to Ferrari, he's in contention for a top 3 place. I think he'll catch and pass Little, but Little could hold him off. But Skovsgar has left them both, and I think we're looking at second place here. Just working our way forward. Stuart might have something to say about that, but we'll see. Could Stuart be looking at a podium place tonight? I don't think he's going to be far off. But Walsh has closed the gap to 575 metres now and closing. So 2.7 kilometres to go. It's going to be tight though. The boys in front of him are not hanging about. I mean, Lobecki's putting, he's slowing a bit now. But Glover is certainly on a good ride. So I think Lobecki may well get caught, but I'm not so sure. What, 2 kilometres to go? Can Walsh put in a bigger effort? 2.3 for him remaining. And he's brought it down. Look, yeah, he's actually speeding up. So I still say he will catch. It's going to be tight, but I think he'll do it. Excuse me. And as I say, I'm terribly congested, so I apologise for the coughing and spluttering. It's one of the reasons why I'm not able to do any of the Team 3R rides at the moment. So my colleagues are taking over the running of those at the moment. Yeah, Stuart's on a cracking ride. He's now 4th on the road. So and it's always a good carrot if you've got a fast man. I mean, I don't know whether Stuart can actually see. Let's spin the camera around and have a look. Whether Stuart can actually see Walsh in front of him. I don't think he can, or can he when we get around the bend? But if he can actually see Walsh, then that's like a carrot for him to aim for and go faster. He's never going to catch him, obviously, and he knows that. He's already been passed. But it's a really good way of getting a visual kick up the butt, so to speak, to pull you along. I love it when a fast man comes past me because I really try to dig deep and see if I can't pull back a little bit of time. And there he goes. So he's now 230 meters behind Lorbecky, your man here. And if you look at the riders on the road, is Lorbecky catching up with Glover again? So he was dropped by Glover, but it looks like no, he's keeping the same distance, give or take. So if we go up the front, you've got Glover, and then if we spin the camera around so that we can see behind Glover, let me just see if I can do that. Why is it not working? Come on, there we go. Yeah, there you go. You can see Lorbecky in the distance, but I'm pretty sure if I page down to Lorbecky, you can see Walsh there, and he's going to close this gap now. Well, in fact, he is doing. We can see visually him closing this gap. And there's was that the finish? Wow. So Walsh, there we go. Stuart Smith. I didn't realise we were so close to the finish. There we go. There's Stuart. So I've missed the time, folks. I apologise, but we are going to go to the website live, and I'll be able to give you the times for Walsh and Lorbecky and Glover. But let's have a look and see. I'm concentrating so much on the catch that I didn't swing around in time to get the time. I caught the finish line, but not the time. And this is going to be a 23. A 23:28 for Stuart, give or take. Here comes Manning. And this will be a 23. What we call a long 23 for Manning. Klein with a 24. Now this is going to be I think this is second place. This is going to be a 22. It's going to be a long 22, but a 22 nevertheless. So this will probably get second place tonight, I think, unless Ferrara has something to more to offer. Yeah. 22:52. O'Connor with a 26. And here's Ferrara, and he's doing a 23, a short 23. So, yeah, I think Ferrara's looking at maybe third place with an 18, 23:18. Little's coming up fast on Thomas Meader, so I'll have to switch quickly. 26. And there's Little with a 24. Snedden just in with a 25. Hammond with a 23. A lot of riders finishing together there. Lauro is going to be a 25. Yeah, short 25 for Lauro. Arnold, this will be a 26 or maybe a 27. Yeah, it's 27. As I say, when when all the riders are home, I'll quickly go to the RGTDB website and we'll have a look. And there we go, 27, and this is going to be a 27 too. '27. 61-year-old Mr. Bulk. This will be a 29. Come on, push. Nice ride. Here's Eric Bonner. And this will be a 27 if he can make it in time. Come on. I think he can do it. Yes, he can. Gonna get there in time. Yeah, just can it? No, it's a 28. 28 for Eric. Kemp's going to be a 29. He won't get there in time. So this is a 29. Yep, there goes Kemp with his 29. So excuse me. And then we've got Wards with a 27. Oh, excuse me. Don't go just yet, Mr. O'Connor. I'm going to call out the results very quickly. So Samut. I mean, obviously, we all know that Paul Walsh has won, but did he get close to his 21.18? Looking at, I was watching the catch, concentrating on the catch, but I don't think so. I think if he'd caught, then he would have been close. But the fact that he didn't actually catch the man in front, I don't think it's a short 21. I think it will be a long 21. We'll find out, as I say. Whoa! No, we won't. Oh dear. Okay, guys, I'm sorry I've missed the end of the race. You can still hear me though, and I can still call out the results to you. So let's just pull up the RGTDB website. And there we go, the evening 10. And here's your results. Paul Walsh finished first with a 21.52. A minute behind was Skovsgar with a 22.52 in second place. And then Matthew Hammond took third place with a 23.04. So I think that's a PB for Matthew Hammond. I'll just check on that. Yeah, that's a PB for Matthew Hammond in third place. And then Ferrara with a 23.18 took fourth place. And Stuart Smith with a 23.28 took fifth. I'll leave you to get to the website and check out the rest of the results. They're all there live on the website. And I'll say good night. I'm sorry I missed the very end of the race. Normally the broadcast allows me to get finished, but yeah, it's cut me off a little bit earlier than expected tonight. But that's because I joined earlier. Oh well. Anyway, take care. I'll see you in the next one. And stay safe, everybody. Bye for now.